as we celebrate Christmas of 2028 and usher in the new year 2029, I must say that I am a proud father.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Morara Kebaso has continued to inject, and of late he has injected a very close ally of William Ruto, Honorable Oscar Sudi. Remember, I did a video explaining why Morara Kebaso attacked Kasmuel, and Oscar Sudi came to defend Kasmuel from the attacks by Morara Kebaso. I want us to start by reading the message delivered by Morara Kebaso to Oscar Sudi on his X handle. Okay. Sasa kukataa kununuliwa na Ruto ni kitu ya kukasirika kweli. It is true I am funded by Kenyans, but the same Kenyans pay you a very big salary to say and do nothing in parliament. Morara has started to inject. There was a report from Zalendo which projected Oscar Sudi as one of the member of parliaments who have said nothing in the year 2024 in parliament. Like hakuna kitu amefanya. Wao ni kwenda tu bunge time ya kupiga kura ya kuimpeach Rigathi Gachagua and to pass the Punitive Finance Bill 2024. Sudi said nothing in the year 2024. Let's continue. But the same Kenyans pay you a very big salary to say nothing and do nothing in parliament. To add salt to injury, you have stolen their money through dubious deals. Now you are a multi-billionaire that has no source of income. Morara Kebaso hapa ametuambia Sudi ni multi-millionaire, lakini mahali anatoaga pesa sisi hatujui ni wapi. He is able to go to a church and contribute 2 million, 5 million. Pesa ni kama, yani pesa utasi. Pesa ni kama makaratasi. Pesa kama uchafu. Continue. Ulikuwa umekonda wewe Oscar. Sasa umenona kichwa kama kupe. Morara Kebaso is injecting. The fear is gone. Ulikuwa umekonda wewe Oscar. Sasa umenona kichwa kama kupe. Usinitishe mimi. Na usiniuzie uoga wewe Oscar. I want to argue with fellow presidential candidates, not MPs. Na ni kuone inject party ukitafuta ticket ya Kapseret, utanijua wewe. You belong in jail. Morara Kebaso is very clear in his message to Oscar Sudi. Morara ameambia Oscar Sudi vitu tatu. Number 1, you are paid by Kenyans. I am funded by Kenyans. That is something they have in common. But Oscar Sudi is saying nothing and saying nothing in parliament. Number 2, Oscar Sudi has acquired a lot of wealth where his sources of income are unknown. That is questionable, and maybe corruption is the cause of that wealth. That's the message again from Morara Kebaso. The third point, Morara is telling Oscar Sudi, hii vita sio yangu na wewe. Wewe unatafuta kiti pale Kapseret constituency. Mimi nitafuta kiti ya urais. My competitor is William Ruto. I expect no message or any conversation or discussion between me and you. I want to address the president directly. Ladies and gentlemen, what's your take? Do you think Morara Kebaso is punching above his weight, or the guy is actually doing things the way they should be done? I want to leave you with a message from the inject party leader Morara Kebaso. Morara Kebaso has assumed that years have passed. 2025 imeisha, 2026 imeisha, and we're in 2027. Na tumepiga kura, and now we are celebrating Christmas Day on 25th of December 2028. Morara has a message for Kenyans. Morara ameassume tushapiga kura 2027 na tushapeleka Ruto nyumbani. Now Morara is your president. I want to listen to the message from your incoming president in 2027, Honorable Morara Kebaso, after 1 year in office. Have a look.
Fellow Kenyans, this has been a year of great strides. We have conquered our fears with indomitable strength and unrivaled passion. As we celebrate Christmas of 2028 and usher in the new year 2029, I must say that I am a proud father to a nation of hard-working, resilient, and talented people. Our economy has recovered from the pits of death. The Kenya shilling has grown in leaps and bounds, exchanging at 102 shillings to the dollar as of yesterday. The stabilization of our currency has reduced our debt burden significantly. It has lowered the cost of imports and increase the value of our exports. The prices of commodities has gone down historically in a way that we have not seen in 15 years. My government has reduced taxes but increased the revenue that we collect by expanding the tax base. We have created new markets and sources of income for Kenyans. We have also reduced cash hemorrhage through corruption. Today, the Kenya Revenue Authority boasts of a collection of revenue of 340 billion shillings monthly and is on track to hit the annual revenue target of 4 trillion by next year, June 2029. Fellow Kenyans, our shameful days of dependence on aid and expensive loans is over. We shall build our nation using our own sweat. We have increased the access to capital for all people that want to start businesses. Our banks have more liquidity and willingness to lend due to the reduction of government appetite for domestic borrowing. As I speak to you today, the average interest rate for a business loan is 14% per annum. The digitization of key assets and securities has reduced the default rate, thus making our banks and financial institutions more resilient. Fellow countrymen, as I promised you in my campaign, I have made good my commitment to recover stolen wealth and repay our debt. This year, we have recovered cash equivalent of $32 billion, which is approximately 3.2 trillion Kenya shillings as per our current exchange rate. This has not been without its challenges. The mobilization of tribalism to defend the theft of public resources is on the rise. The formation of criminal gangs and armed groups by former state officials continues to threaten our national security, peace, and cohesion. I want to assure them that I will stop at nothing to recover every single penny stolen from our country. In this effort, I recognize the good partnership and diplomatic relationship that Kenya has enjoyed with our international partners and governments around the world. With surgical precision, we have restored public confidence in state institutions. Today, we boast of an independent judiciary devoid of political influence, bribery, and corruption. Once again, I commend the new Judicial Service Commission under the leadership of the Chief Justice for working overtime to hear and determine more than 150 petitions against various judicial officers accused of corruption, favorism, and incompetence. I have received a recommendation for the removal from office of 3 Supreme Court judges, 6 Court of Appeal judges, 20 High Court judges, and 110 magistrates. The judicial officers shall cease to hold office immediately. The new director of DCI and DPP shall prepare their files for criminal prosecution. Earlier this year, I made an executive order to significantly reduce the size of the government. Pursuant to this intervention, I am excited to report that the recurrent expenditure, including the wage bill, has reduced to 40% of our budget from 73%. This has increased the available resources for development to 60% of the budget. Ridiculous offices, like those of the spouses of state officers, were scrapped off. The size of cabinet has been reduced to 14 ministries, and various state departments and corporations with overlapping functions were merged. Fellow Kenyans, as we move into the new year of 2029, I urge all of you to support the government-initiated referendum bill of 2029. This bill seeks to amend the Constitution and further reduce the size and cost of running government. Of priority is the reduction of the size of our parliament to a more lean and effective house. Few weeks ago, I appointed a presidential task force on education funding reforms to recommend policy interventions that will reduce the cost of learning in Kenya. I welcome your recommendations. Ladies and gentlemen, as your father and as your president, I am proud of you. I wish you a Merry Christmas, full of love, and a Happy New Year 2029. Asanteni sana, mjibambe.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to rate that speech by Morara Kebaso out of 10. I give Morara 9 out of 10. The guy is brilliant, very smart, articulative, and determined. What's your take? Express your opinion in the comments. Give the video a like and subscribe. Road to 10,000 subscribers. I also want to wish you Merry Christmas and prosperous Happy New Year 2025. Thank you for tuning in.